So I'm talking to you folks again because the Lord moved me again, once again, to bring a message. And these are all important messages, but really the message comes from my lessons. And some of them are so profound, folks, that I'm moved in that moment. I mean, I have to rush. I was doing things. I had to like stop everything I was doing to come out and talk to y'all because we're in reckoning and it's going on. And I talked about a new society. I left a lot of you guys in a place, I don't know where you were the last time we spoke, but I mentioned the name of the Most High. His actual name. He has many names. You can call him whatever you want, but he is the Most High, source creator, folks. Fact. He does hold the universe in his hands, folks. He has created this all, folks. He is manifested in many ways, folks. He is the sun. He is the moon. He is the very earth whom is bringing you this wrath, folks. Your existence right now. Now, he told you over many generations that he would do this and why. And you preach why he was going to do it, and you know why. It feels so good for a lot of you to do the things you're doing, and you've gotten away with it, or so you thought. And you said, well, I'll do this and that, no one will see what I'm doing and stuff like that. And I tried to explain to you, because I got beyond trying to reason with fools. This is the whole point. He was trying to show me all of this stuff over this point. I'm going to get to this. That he holds your life. I told you this. That's the greatest thing that one could ever hear of truth. That the Most High is a real being. And you know this because you have all of your religions. Which is another thing we'll get to. Yes, folks. His name is Vishnu, folks. Harry, folks. When you call out to him, and I told you that was important because these things are going to keep increasing. This is a period of things that are going to happen that is going to bring this new society. In the process, several things will happen. The enlightened people, the people who have his vibration, right? What this boils down to, in many cultures all around the world, all of you have your names. But yes, the universe, and I say, and I try to make a bigger point to you guys. And your social politics of the day and your societies, they can change overnight. We look at examples of this every day. You've seen this, right? But in the higher universe, folks, the beings who actually hold your world, they are great, aren't they? If they give praise to the Most High too, because he has created and give them life, what do they call him? And shouldn't that be more important for you to realize? Because this is your true enlightenment. If you don't want to go along with this, and I've joked about this, because I'm really joyous about this happening, folks. You don't understand. This is something that many of us have prayed for. Justice. The Lord is bringing justice. Vishnu is bringing justice, folks. In some of your cultures, this is taught or has been taught, and you know about this time where he will bring wrath, folks. And whatever way the stories break down to you, and what I was trying to explain to you, and which is why let me get to this lesson, because this was why I even came out today. You know, I was talking to God about everything that's going on, and about mentioning his name, and about feeling joy. I was giving him praise, actually. And you know, there's this special moment of oneness that we have, folks. That's why I told you all of you can achieve it. And I realized that this is part of the human condition. I'll do it myself, and I'm not perfect. But God knows all things. And this is what he revealed to me in this moment as we were having this oneness moment. And I was giving him praise. And I was enjoying that praise so much. And that it just felt so good. You know. Because he was present, folks. He literally was physically present, and it was moving me, and I was just in his spirit. And I thought, you know, Lord, Mother Earth is my family. The moon and the sun are my family, Lord. I am with you and present, Lord. And I realized how great that was, and how on some little level, and because I'm in oneness with God, I'm in oneness with you all. We're all in his hands. And I know this is fact. But at the same time, in that special moment with me and him, it felt like it was just me and him. And it felt like I felt special to him. And I am special to him, of course. But what I'm saying is that energy of what we do as humans, we're selfish. See, I realize I can be just like any of you. in these moments of greatness, folks, sometimes I'm overwhelmed. When I say that, I mean, I'm sitting next to the sun and I'm looking at the sun and I'm going, this is the sun. I'm saying that, and he can hear me saying it, though. That's the whole point about the oneness. We're in oneness. So everything I feel in my consciousness is his consciousness, folks. I saw someone on the science feed, it said a piece of the sun is missing. Where do you think the sun is at, folks? Where do you think that piece that's missing of himself, he extended himself, where do you think it went? That piece that y'all said that y'all see on camera that's missing, where do you think it went to? See, I'm trying to show you, I've been telling you, this stuff is real. I experienced this stuff in real time. But the Most High made me realize that he holds it all. So even in my oneness with him, he still holds your oneness. So that's what we getting into this new society thing. So I know there's a new society coming, right? Where there will be no demoniacs. That's the whole point of this whole wrath, destruction, and bringing this new society, the justice to the people who give him praise, who want to uplift him in their society, all around the world cultures. So while I'm sitting there praying to him, you know, I pick my phone up, right, and I'm looking at, and these YouTube videos come up, and I see this video from this guy in India, you know, one of these guru guys in India, young guy who has a big following or something. And I can't pronounce his name, but you know, where he was, you know, I clicked on his video, and I didn't want to do it at first because I felt like, I was like, Lord, I know that there are many messages, and the message I'm giving is actually part of message that he would give, because in his culture, this directly comes and has been taught in his particular culture. So I said, why wouldn't I, Lord, want to even listen to that when you came to me as that? See, that's the whole point I'm trying to explain to you about. Another thing about humanness, I want you guys to understand what we do. The prejudices of ourselves that we don't even realize on some level. When we think we know everything, the Lord was showing me he is all things. There's discernment, and there's also lesson in all things, because he is all cultures. Every single one of you that walk this planet, who look up to the Most High and give him a name, if he has manifested in goodness and truth, it is him, folks. So whatever name he manifested himself, it was for you to get that message. He holds the universe. In the heavens, folks, where I have been, where some of you folks will get to see this reality. This is real. He is God everywhere, folks. And that's the point of even getting you to understand who he is on the other side of the universe. We're going to get out of cultural things today, right? We're going to talk about that. So I listened to this guy, and he was breaking down for his audience something they were asking him about, sort of to what I talk about, that oneness, and it was so precise, right? Because he is speaking truth, folks. Vishnu is God, folks. I'm serious. I know Vishnu, folks. Now, I talked about a lot of things. Everything I told you guys that you guys experienced was because I was told to do it, folks. The earth is my family, folks. And everything that you're experiencing is going to push you from the material reality you're in. And that's what I'm talking about reckoning. Reckoning is her cleansing, her doing a cleansing. It has to be done. She wants to do this. This is free will for her. You have your free will, and you chose to do and ride with dark energy. She has her free will. She chooses to cleanse and get her broom out and sweep the floor. You get what I'm saying? So I'm on the other side of the world from this guy. Physically, in your perspective, reality, or perception, I'm different from this guy. I'm who I am. There's a race that you may have assigned to me or something. That's the foolishness I'm talking about. And he's in his culture, but he's speaking truth. And many of you would scoff, and that's why I'm getting into this thing where we do as humans, where we get some truth a little bit, and we get close to that truth, and it feels good, and we don't want to let go. Just like God was showing me today, that he is all of those truths on some level. There are lies in those things too, because the suppressors, which is why we haven't reckoning, have hidden things. But there are good people around the world society who all rejoin. And we all have places in this society. That guy is a very important and will be very vital to this new society going forward. Many of you in all of your cultures. But I want you to understand that that comes down to what we do as humans. I'm not going to keep going through and talking about these isms, right? Because one big thing I need you to understand, folks, is that in higher reality, you do not have a body, right? So when you identify yourself as something material that can change overnight, you're fools, okay? I'm shown this every day. I literally am. The son is in my family, folks. He is my mentor, folks, right? I told you that his great hand is doing things that are, and they're all working together and doing things that are giving you supernatural things. They are all in service of the Most High. They are his hands, folks. He is doing this. The Most High, Vishnu, Harry, folks. When I tell you to call his name out, I'm saying it because as these things increase, there will come a point where he will really start moving into these demoniacs and chopping them and chopping through the demoniac people, folks. And so those who don't have his vibration, or those who haven't sought to seek him, there will be a time where you will need to say his name. Now, if you're a demoniac, you're not going to be able to say his name because his name is mighty, folks, and it will destroy you where you stand. Many of you have seen these examples. I told you, and I was not joking about that, because this is wrath time. I told you that you need to watch what you say, folks. Okay? I told you going forward, you'll be punched in your mouth and no one's playing with you. You'll get what you want on the spot. And I'm sure many of you have attempted these things, and we have seen things all over the news about things that have happened. And we saw, wow, what is this? And I saw this other thing about, there was like somewhere out there where something happened, one of the storms, they found that puppy or that dog or something, and they named it Miracle. And see, that's beautiful, but you guys, this is part of the things they do, because see, you guys are still circumventing. Well, how are you doing so? If you're going to name the dog Miracle, who created the miracle? Right? If that dog and all of that destruction, everything around it was destroyed, and its little small self survived, there was a great hand involved. I told you the Lord has precision, folks. Right? And that was an example for you guys to see his great precision. You think that was luck that puppy survived through all of that? Huh? Don't you know I know the nature goddess, folks? See, I'm trying to show you. This is what I was talking about how it feels so great to be given this blessing, folks. But there's a greater purpose. In this new society going forward, you will see my face in this new society. I'm not even going to play a game with this. Right? But everything that I have said to you folks will come to pass. And there will be justice in this new society. If you don't want to roll with what justice is all about, then you can't go forward with this. You understand what I'm saying to you? See, for thousands of years, you have taken from people. You have hurt people in different ways. You have done what you wanted. You have raped. You have done all types of things, folks. Many of you are still doing some of these very things as I speak. I sit around on my travels. I look at all of the things you've seen and accommodated me on some of these videos. Accompanied me on some of these videos where I've been places and I've had people walk up, or, I'm down by the riverfront or something. Somebody gets struck with some energy and they just want to walk up to me and, just stand near me or something. But then they can't do anything beyond that. And the weakness of the demoniacs is that they're weak energy, folks. The Lord is mighty. When it's time for justice, all of that foolishness will show itself for what it is. Many of you are waking up and seeing that everything they say is foolishness. The way they do things. You're looking at news feeds on the weather, and they're telling you about record-breaking snow that they've never seen, that's going to get bone-chilling to the minus degrees, and then they bring up a football game in the middle of the conversation and say, go somebody, as if that football game is going to exist in this new society. You understand what I'm saying to you? Social media or any of these things. Right? The Lord will take a thorn to remove a thorn, folks. He is mighty like that. He will take your hands and you will choke yourselves and strangle yourselves. Okay? Until you destroy yourselves, because you have to go. Okay, this is the whole point of all of this is not about ego. See, that's what I was talking about today. That's why I was very careful before I all of these steps of the revealing to me of what my purpose was. There are many people in that culture in India who are getting wrath right now and will still look at my face, and because of some personal thing they feel about themselves and ego and who they are to God, they will say, no, he came as this. But what I'm trying to explain to you folks, he came as a bunch of people. Okay? He's holding the universe. He's holding the earth's life. The earth is my family. So when you talk about whatever God did in physical manifestation, I'm related to the earth who was there. So you're walking on her surface. She knows every step and has recorded everything every single one of you guys have done from day one. Every single one of you. Right? God is extended in her, folks. He is everything, and he extends himself. He is all of us. And the guy broke down about you talking to yourself, and it was beautiful how he did it. But it's truth. We'll need him going forward in this new society. But yes, there are roles, folks, for everyone. Because of my placement to the Most High, I do understand how certain things are going to be structured. And we'll get to that when that time comes. But first, things have to happen. These great empires of evil, who literally have taken things that God has provided. Mother Earth is providing you air and everything. The sun is providing you sunlight, which grows your crops. The moon goddess is pulling back the tides. Notice how all of this stuff is playing out. The nature goddess, all of this stuff is playing out. When that guy was punched the other day and knocked out his socks, and his animals were not harmed, you guys did not reason the great hand that did that, the great precision, folks. When I speak to you about anything at this point, and it comes to pass, where do you think that great authority that I get is coming from? Where do you think the great might and hand is coming from, folks? You don't have a choice in this because Mother Earth is your world. You can't go anywhere else. The Most High has called for your wrath. And if you challenge him, you are certainly foes, folks. You will certainly not see the next day if you're challenging him. Haven't you seen it? Now, this is not to scare you or anything, but you need to be in fear of the Most High. That's what I kept trying to explain to you. If you don't understand that he can drop you where you stand, and then before you say he can't, have you just seen it? Have you just seen it? He can drop you where you stand, right? With precision, right? Not harm anything else, right? This is his hands, folks. Those of you who don't want to reason with him, and him being the actual reason for the miracle, why you named the dog Miracle, and at the same time the actual destruction and great destruction that you witnessed, you want to blame somebody. I told you who to blame. He's given me authority and ability to tell you that you can blame him because he's greater than all of us, and he is the parent. He will deal with you if you want to be dealt with right now. You're going to get dealt with regardless. But if you want to challenge him, you can challenge him right now. That's why I told you. And you'll get with that guy or whoever. And I don't know the story with that, but I'm just trying to explain to you anything that happens going forward is God's hand, folks. Okay? I'm not getting into all of the doctrines and texts right now because there's going to be something new coming forward. You're going to see it play out. And either you're going to be on board with it, and if you have an ego or you want to stay in your books and not know this or that, which is, I told you many videos that it's going to be useless to you in the time. The stuff, your doctrines will be useless to you. And that has served it. Yes, you have knowledge of who God is in certain ways in your doctrine. But the new storyline is not written in any of your doctrines. Now, I tried to explain to you that this is real deal. Mother Earth is my family. I'm not trying to threaten you or anything. She is the earth. She is cleansing you. Okay? I'm just trying to help you understand what's happening so you can stop playing the game. Those who have dealt with the devil, they can't rise, folks. And they know that in their hearts. There are certain people, some of you may be married to these people, some of you may be family members, whatever. You yourselves. But those of you who cannot rise, you just have to know the inevitable, what's going to happen with that on that end. But those of you who do have the vibration, those of you who are on the fence and didn't know and got wrong information, yes, there are some truths to your doctrines, but now forget the doctrines. Because God is all of the books. He has shown you that he has might over all of your books, folks. Your books have not stopped the storms, and none of your cultures have. I can name the culture that he manifested himself. Right? That's how he brought himself to me for me to even understand all of this stuff. And they are getting it, aren't they? Every one of you are, right? So that should tell you that because I'm in his family on this level, that he chose me, folks. If you